New this morning on your Fast Track to 7, police are asking for help locating a Fargo woman who's been missing for nearly 3 weeks. 50-year-old Sarah Erdman was last seen by her family on December 9th in South Fargo.
She's 5'4", 140 pounds, blonde hair, green eyes. Take a look at your screen. Be sure to contact Fargo police with any information on her whereabouts. Well, it is something rarely seen in the FM Metro, a Red River flood warning in the middle of winter. For the first time ever, you guys, the National Weather Service has issued a flood warning here in December.
That's because the ice and rainstorm earlier this week brought 3 inches of rain to some areas. We're looking live this Thursday morning at Elm Street in North Fargo as river levels approach minor flood stage in Fargo-Moorhead. When that happens in the next few days, high water will shut down low-lying areas of Elm Street near El Zago Golf Course, and water around the rest of the southern basin may linger in ditches for a while. Thousands of customers in the valley are still without power this morning, and some can expect that to last through the weekend and even longer.
Yeah, not great news. Outages include Cass, Barnes, Stutzman, Richland, and Sargent counties. Linemen from 8 separate power companies are currently working to repair about 500 power poles that were all damaged in this ice storm.
Some folks will be turned back on, could be soon. Some might be next week. So it's really unknown at this point how long it will take to restore all of the members. There's a lot of power lines that are down. It's going to take a long time to put those back up.
Cass County Electric says if you see a power line that is hanging, stay away from it, call and report it right away. Some people in South Fargo are already in the middle of a flood mess, but this one was caused by those power outages.
Many homes in the Deer Creek neighborhood took on water and sewage when the storm knocked out power to their sump pumps. Valley News Team's Kirsty Madej reports on how cleanup efforts are going.
I was very devastated. We actually just got our basement completed here a couple years ago.
Chris Weichert has lived in Deer Creek since 2018. And he says he replaced the sump pump just recently. But that didn't save him from the recent heavy rains. Weichert is one of many that had their sump pump fail.
I came home, checked the basement, and of course our utility room was flooded in a couple inches of water.
Weichert says he was at work when he learned people in his neighborhood were having the same problem. So he called in some backup.
Yesterday, about 6 o'clock, our phones just lit up, and it's been going nonstop all day. We've got a long list of homes that have sump pump failing because of the power outages and all the water sitting in the yards.
Lee Weiss is the operations manager for Rainbow Restoration and has been helping people with flooded basements for almost 3 decades. He says he only remembers one other time an ice storm was this bad.
Most people aren't planning to have water in your basement.
Weiss says he's happy to help all the people he can, but in the meantime, he says,
check your sump pumps. We got spring coming. Otherwise, we'll be meeting.
Meanwhile, West Fargo is also doing what they can to clean out any standing water.
We want to get as much water out of town so it doesn't freeze in the pipes.
The street foreman says they plan to plow the streets until they're dry, and they're making sure the storm drains are cleared for the water to flow through. Kirsty Madej, Valley News Live.
Experts recommend having a backup sump pump or a backup generator to make sure your sump pump continues working, even if the power goes out.
And some cities across the valley are temporarily restarting those curbside branch collections after the weekend ice storm damaged so many trees. People in Fargo, West Fargo, Moorhead, Dilworth, and Grand Forks can place those big broken branches out front for curbside pickup.
West Fargo and Dilworth start today. Moorhead is picking up for the next few weeks on scheduled recycling days. And Fargo and Grand Forks start the first of the year. Piles need to be set along your curb and cannot include roots or stumps. Ice is still a headache in the Northern Valley, and Grand Forks street crews are asking people in residential neighborhoods to move vehicles off the streets today and tomorrow so they can plow the roads. They say this will make it easier for the plows to break up the ice.
And speaking of all of the ice now potentially melting, we have opened a whole new set of issues around the valley. We're sending things over now to Summer Schnellbach for a look at our storm team forecast and some flood possibilities. Good morning.
Good morning. Absolutely. We have, like you said, melting ice and plenty of liquid precipitation over the last few days as well. Fargo more than 3 inches. The Red River at Fargo latest reading at 5:15, 16.3 2 feet. So that's still below flood stage, but expected to hit minor flood stage by tomorrow morning, eventually cresting 21.1 feet on Saturday night. Meanwhile, the Red River north of Wahpeton, latest reading at 10.03 feet at 5:30, leveling off this morning. Still expected to crest at 11 feet today, although that might come short of the crest forecast. And the Wild Rice River near Abercrombie rising a little faster than expected. Current level as of 6 a.m., 18.09 feet, expected to crest at 20 feet by tomorrow morning. A few things we're watching for this morning. Foggy conditions once again impacting our morning commute, and we've still got slick roads out there as well. So I've got the caution lights on for your commute through today. 1/10 of a mile visibility is all we've got in Grand Forks right now. A quarter of a mile in Hallock, 1 mile in Thief River, 1.5 miles in Detroit Lakes, 4 miles here in Fargo, 1/2 mile visibility in Oaks. Temperatures also are at or below freezing in many locations, so some of us are seeing freezing fog this morning. That slicks things up as well. Clear, fog-free, 14 degrees in Langdon, 13 in Devil's Lake. For today in Fargo, warming up into the mid-30s. We will see a little bit of sunshine as well today from the west to the east. Might remain a little foggy in parts of northwestern Minnesota today. Otherwise, hoping to do a lot of melting today because this weekend we could see some wind that could potentially cause some issues where we still have ice accumulation on those branches and on power lines. Remaining sub-freezing after the next couple days.
Yeah, this ice has surely been a menace to so many of you at home, so we appreciate your updates throughout the morning, Summer.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you, Summer.
Firefighters reminding you to clear your vents and gas meters from that ice buildup. Heavy or hard-packed snow and ice on meters or exhaust vents can be a huge safety concern. You should also keep a 3-foot area clear around all vents and intake tubes as well. The North Dakota National Guard mourning the loss of 2 airmen. Master Sergeant Nicholas Van Pelt was killed in a shooting at his apartment in Minot on Christmas Eve. About 50 people standing with flags in hand yesterday as his body was escorted to a funeral home. Van Pelt was a flight chief and also worked for the Ward County Sheriff's Office until May of this year. That's when he became a full-time member of the Air Guard.
39-year-old Daniel Brejo of Surrey, North Dakota, is charged with Van Pelt's murder. He's being held on a $2 million bond. Police have not released a motive for the killing. The North Dakota National Guard is also mourning the loss of Lieutenant Shelley Fink, who died in her Barnesville home this week.
The Rutland, North Dakota native had been a member of the Happy Hooligans since 2009. In her civilian occupation, Fink was the director of growth for Hatch Realty in Fargo. Fargo police need help finding a man in connection with a theft earlier this month in the 4500 block of 19th Avenue South.
That's near the PetroServe and Space Aliens in Fargo. Call police if you know who this person is and head to our website if you'd like to take a closer look. And don't forget, it's Police versus Fire in West Fargo for the 5th annual Battle of the Badges Blood Drive. And you have 2 more days to get in on the action.
Yeah, friendly little rivalry. You can donate from noon to 6 today at the DoubleTree or from 8:30 to 1 on Friday. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but as we know, the Valley Today rolls on with more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the CW if you'd like to join Alex Larson. If you're headed out the door, be safe. So many areas of fog this morning, and we're all still thawing out from that major ice storm. A big reminder, if you have photos or video footage, be sure to send them our way here at valleynewslive.com. Thank you again for joining us this morning. My name is Ashlyn Hill.
I'm Alex Larson. Thank you.